Hello again. Thank you
Hello.
for joining us on day 2 of the Take 5 Writing Anti-Challenge. We hope that you enjoyed your first day when you were allowing your mind to wander, and we hope that you managed to take 5 minutes 3 times a day. If you didn't quite manage it, we'd like you to ask yourself why. And I don't mean that in a, why didn't you do this? You know, you should be doing this sort of way. Purely in a, what made it not quite work? Do you need to pick 5 minutes at different times of day? Did the times in which you were trying to take your 5 minutes not quite work? Was the place a little bit wrong? Perhaps you do need to go and lock yourself in the bathroom like I do, or car, whatever works. So hopefully you managed the first 5 minutes session yesterday, and now here's the second. Now it's a little bit different today. Hazel, tell everyone how it's a little bit different.
So yesterday we called it mind wandering, didn't we? So yesterday we sat and we wandered, and that's kind of like just traipsing around, no goal in sight really. Today it's more about more a planned walk, something you're walking towards rather
You have
than
a
just
destination in mind.
wandering. Yes, thank you. That's what we said earlier when we were talking about it.
For that, weren't you?
They work. Good job I don't need them for what I do or anything. So yes, today we want you to have a destination in mind with your mind wandering. We want you to think about whatever writing project you have dreamed about. And it could be that you don't have anything specific in mind. It might be you haven't got that far on your journey, and that's fine. If you don't know yet what type of story you want to tell, now is the time to have a think about it. Have a think about the type of stories you enjoy reading or listening to, because the chances are if you enjoy hearing them, reading them, you'll enjoy telling them as well. So have a think about the stories you enjoy. Have a think about the stories you would like to tell. If you have a specific story already in mind, have a think about what's happening in that, who the characters might be. It doesn't have to be an in-depth, you're going to plan your story right now. It's just thinking more about it. It might be that you think you might like to write a ghost story. And so you might like to think, well, what type of thing do I find scary? Well, I could have, a child ghost. They always freak me out. And you might start to think, well, who would respond to that? And start thinking about that. You might want to write a romance, and you might want to think, well, who are the two people who are going to be romantically linked? What do they do? How do they interact? How do they meet? How do they know each other? Start just thinking what obstacles they might come up against, that sort of thing. Nothing set in stone, just let your mind wander with that destination in sight, that you're going to think specifically around stories, around the type of story you'd like to tell, and just play with it. Let yourself imagine.
Yes, exactly. And there's absolutely no pressure to end up at any specific place with that. You're going to be walking towards something, but it doesn't mean you actually have to get there. You haven't failed if you haven't got to that destination. So it's about considering that couple in the romance you want to tell. It's about thinking, if you want to write a time travel story, how does the time travel happen? In what way are you going to make it happen? Is it going to be a portal? Is it going to be a machine? Is it what sort of thing? And where do you want to go? What sort of periods in history and what places in the world do you want to travel to? Because the chances are, if you want to travel there, then the characters you create will want to travel there too. And what is that time and place like? So you can ask yourself questions if that helps you, or you can just let your brain wander and say, what if we do this? What if we do that?
What if are those two words together are two of the strongest in a writer's artillery? Do I mean artillery? Armory.
Arsenal?
Arsenal, yes. Again, how do they work?
You were there or thereabouts. It was in the same lexical field. That's fine.
We'll just keep saying words until they make sense. But yes, the ability to think about, what if this happens? What if we do that? What if they say that? It's like when you were a child and you were playing with your friends and you'd say things like, okay, imagine that I live in this place, and now imagine that I do this job, and imagine that you do that, and imagine that you do that. It's basically an extension of that.
Exactly. And we tend to forget to be playful when we grow up, don't we? And that isn't how stories get created. Not stories that we love, at the very least. And so don't be afraid to let yourself play, relax. It doesn't have to be like planning a work activity. That's not how it works.
It's 5 minutes 3 times to just daydream. Daydream about the type of story you want to tell.
And that's it. Let us know how you get on. Let us know what you came up with. Let us know any surprises that came up as you were thinking, something you weren't expecting to think, that your brain kind of popped out when you weren't expecting it. And yeah, let us know everything that's happening in your head. That would be wonderful. We'll see you again for day 3, which is the final day of the anti-challenge. We'll see you soon.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.